Now that we've imported our images into Lightroom, I just thought it'd be a good idea to have another trip around the library module because we can see things now that we couldn't see before we had the images imported. So up here we've got the navigator panel, and we can change the size of the loop view. Now down here we've got grid view, which is what we're in now. We've got loop view, which allows us to see the bird as one image. Compare view, which allows you to change the image that you're comparing it with. Survey, and people. I'm not going to select that, but you can actually get it to identify faces. But if we're in loop view there, we can change the size, the magnification of this. We've got fit at the moment is selected. Fill, 1:1, so that's 1:1 magnification, and you can drag within the image. But also we can change in here the size. Now down here, that's 11 times magnification. You can almost see the pixels there. Two times magnification, and you can demagnify it as well, all the way down to a 16th of the size, or just fit. And if you select it again, so it flips between that setting there and whichever one of these you've got selected. Fit. Okay, so normally I'd have that set to maybe 2 times, 1:2, and then something like that. Okay, so you can change the magnification like that. And when you're zoomed in, you just click and drag to move it around. You can also click and drag in the navigator panel itself. Just drag that rectangle there. Okay, so that's that. I'll just go and select the Slim Bridge images and go to grid view, and we can change the size of these images, these thumbnails, by dragging the thumbnail slider there. Okay, now to make sure that you're seeing them all, you need to make sure that the library filter is selected to none. If you have a filter applied, I'll just go back to the main Lightroom catalog because this will work better. We can see that we're actually looking at 423 images. If we select a filter, this will reduce, and now we're down to 5. So if you're finding that you're not seeing all of your images, it could be because there's a filter applied. In this case, it's any star ratings greater than greater or equal to 4 stars, which you can see there. So we can shut the filter off by going to here, turn filters off, or selecting none there, so you can see all your images. Here we can see the histogram, keywording, key list, metadata. Now in the metadata, you may recall that I saved, when I imported these images, I saved a preset metadata to the images, which was my copyright and my name and address. And you can change that here. If you go to that was left click and then edit presets, you can apply metadata and create a custom preset. So you've got basic camera information, so you can apply all of this. You can input data here, copyright information, okay, the creator, so that's your information down there, and then you can save it all, and keywords, Steve Littlewood, save it all as a preset, and that's what I've done as my basic metadata preset. I'll just close that down. Don't forget that right clicking and left clicking in different areas. So if we left click here, you can see there's a whole load of things that we can choose from, and this is defining what we're seeing here. So at the moment it's file name. We could select exposure, and it's showing you the exposure information for each of the images. maybe just the ratings. We've got the ratings at the bottom. So you can change some of the information that you've got in the headings here, file name. Okay. Right click and you've got options as to what you can do when you right click, and of course you've got expandable options from there. And depending on where you click, so I've just right clicked in the actual image there or on the badge, and you get different options. If you right click up here, you can see which panels you wish to have open or whether you want it in solo mode. Okay, so right clicking around the interface can bring up lots of different options for you to select. So have a quick look at the metadata. So also along the bottom of the page, we've got the film strip, and so we can select images or just look through images through here. So again, that's a fairly quick overview. Oh, we've got the quick develop panel here. If you recall, when I imported the images, the Slimbridge images, I applied a basic preset development process to these. So let's just have a look at the puffing image. Oh, we'll go to Slimbridge for a start. There we go. I'm just using the mouse wheel to go through some of these images. Okay, so let's go to that swan there. And I'll go to the develop module, and you can see these are the adjustments that were made using that preset here, basic adjustments, that was applied to all the images. It's not really suitable for this sort of image because we've got a lot of white plumage that looks to be burnt out. So I've also got another preset, birds in flight. Now we could apply it of course within the develop module, but I'm going to go back to the library module, and we still have access to those presets here. So I'm going to select that one and that one there, and all the ones in between have also been selected. We can then go to the basic or the save preset and my user presets, birds in flight. So when I select that, all of these images will be updated with that preset. So if I just select that one, just click away and select it again, back to the develop module, and you can see how all of those sliders have changed. And if I move to the next slide or next image, again that same preset has been applied to each of these images. So you can apply a single click basically to a whole range of images a preset process. Or if you're looking at, say, that image there, let's just magnify the thumbnail a little. You could of course go to the loop view and you think this is a bit dark, click on the increase exposure by 1 stop. It takes a little time, and there you go, 1 stop. Decrease by 1/3 of a stop, 1/3 of a stop. So they're fairly crude adjustments, but they're quite useful for if you've got a whole range of images that you know requires an extra stop or a decrease of a stop or some other treatment like a white balance correction, and you can apply that one adjustment to a whole range of images. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of more of an idea as to the features available within the library module.